Good morning, everyone. I was recently asked by my CEO what I was doing to make Stage, our company, an intelligent enterprise. He's been hearing that phrase quite often in his golfing circles. I think he goes to the same golf club as Scott Russell. But being the CPO, it obviously falls on my shoulders to figure this out. So, what is an intelligent enterprise? As a concept, it really just means that the people at Stage should have a work experience that's as seamless as their personal life experiences are. Think about it. We should be able to access our systems from any device at any point in time. And those systems should be able to prioritize the work for us, make recommendations on how to tackle problems, handle repetitive tasks that I don't want anything to do with, and most importantly, uncover patterns and insights that help me make the right decision at the right time. But why is this shift important? Not just for the sake of a good user experience, I agree that's important, but also because global market uncertainties and instabilities are affecting us and our customer demand. We cannot ensure sustained profitability unless we become intelligent. We've also evolved as a company and realized that our commitment to efficiency is not just limited to what we do at Stage. It includes the communities around us, the communities that we ought to support. And finally, my employees and my management have realized that the current socio-political environment has really tightened our decision-making timeframes. I need access to tools that not only help me make the right, understand an enormous amount of data, but that provide the insights in real time. So let me introduce Vanessa, our category manager, and ask her how she's been addressing the challenges of buying services in an ever-changing economic environment. Welcome, Vanessa.
Thanks, Medea. Thanks, everyone. You know, you couldn't be more right. I was recently asked to purchase some IT services to help extend our current platform. Trying to do this before we were an intelligent enterprise would have been an absolute nightmare. Trying to navigate our internal policies, systems, and procedures always ensured we had delayed project start dates. So it's really nice to be able to go from a centralized dashboard to be able to know how I can buy products, services, or a combination of both. But you know, Medea, it's one thing to know what I want to buy. It's another to know how to buy it. Services can sometimes be a bit more complex. I want to be able to be guided to how to be able to purchase IT services, kind of like what you see here.
So hold on, Vanessa. All you've done is respond to these 3 questions, and the system is going to guide you to the right template?
Absolutely correct, Medea. I just need to fill in a few simple details, and the system actually prompts me to the most compliant way to purchase these services. I actually need to create a bid for this kind of work. I never would have known that before, and I probably would have just gone with the same supplier I've always used, which would have put me in a bit of hot water with you and the rest of the procurement team. Once I know I need to be able to do a bidding process, I can easily see all the suppliers that I have access to, ones that I've engaged with previously, as well as some new suppliers. And as you mentioned, in our ever-changing economic environment, it's crucial for us to be able to have access to not only global suppliers, but also local ones as well. Now, nobody really enjoys running an RFP process. So it's really great to know that I have the ability to reach out to our shared services team who can help me get my project kicked off a bit quicker.
That's right, Vanessa. And we'll be talking about our shared services team a little while later. But for now, can you tell me what the project looks like once you have awarded the business to one of your suppliers?
Sure, Medea. So for this service, I decided to go with a new supplier I'd never worked with before, Extension House. It was so great to be able to collaborate with them through a digital network. We were able to communicate what our deadlines were, milestones. But you know, there was one aspect of this project that I was a little bit nervous about. I'd never worked with Delia or her team from Extension House before, and I didn't know what resources she was going to be using to deliver this project for me. I mean, I need to give these people access to our internal systems, confidential information, and even our physical offices. I need to know a lot more than just how much am I paying for them? I want to know, what role are they playing? What qualifications do they have? I need to have extensive detail as to each worker who's coming on site to do this work for me. So it's really great to have everything at my fingertips for every single person who's assigned to this project. So not only can I be reassured, but from a security compliance perspective, it's absolutely amazing.
Wow, the level of visibility and traceability that you have at every stage of this project is amazing. But that makes me think, what is Delia's experience like? I know what, let's ask her. Welcome, Delia. Tell me, what has been your experience in helping Vanessa complete this project?
Thank you, Medea. Thank you, Vanessa. It has been an absolute wonderful experience working with you two on the project. Hello, friends. My name is Delia. I'm the CEO of Extension House, a business I founded 5 years ago. At Extension House, we pride ourselves on building quality products as well as providing quality services. Now, my team and I are focused on two main things: growing my business, as well as ensuring customers like Stage are happy. Now, what I love about working with Ness is we were both reducing our supply chain risk. I was able to increase my visibility on the network, and I was also able to collaborate in such a convenient manner. In fact, I'm on my way to the airport. Let me show you how. So as soon as I log into my supplier dashboard, I'm really excited because I received an RFQ for this SOW. I really want to respond, but there's something stopping me from doing so. Ooh, a forced labor risk assessment. It brings me to my attention that I need to do something.
Absolutely. Due to new legislation around Modern Slavery Act, I really need to ensure there's no forced labor being used on this project.
Ooh, that's rough. Well, luckily, I pride myself on providing fair wages to my employees. In fact, now they brought that to my attention, also noticed that I haven't been sending those risk assessments to my hardware suppliers. Whew, what do I do? So luckily, I can manage this all in one place. I simply upload my supply code of conduct, submit it, as well as return any of those qualifications that you asked for earlier. Now, with all my customers trying to manage those modern slavery questions, it could get super chaotic. In fact, I used to receive them all in Excel spreadsheets and PowerPoints and email. Now I can manage it all in one intelligent system. No longer do I have to go and figure out, did I actually respond to Stage on that assessment? Now, something that I'm also really excited about is I can respond to any corrective action plans as well. And here, it's all in one place, reducing my supply chain risk. Now, another thing I'm really excited about is I can respond to my orders and that SOW and collaborate conveniently with Ness. So I can see here that SOW that we worked on together. Let's dive a little bit deeper. Now, as a service provider and a sustainable product provider, I want to manage all my information in one place. Here, I've got my orders, I've got my invoices, as well as the things I need to ship out. Let's dive into one of these invoices that require my attention. I can see here app dev services. I've done that phase already, and I really want to get paid. I'm a small business, and cash flow is really important. So, by communicating that completion date, as well as a personal comment, I'm able to submit that through back to Vanessa. Collaboration is so convenient.
Thanks, Delia. You and your team have been doing such an amazing job. And I really want you guys, to your point, to get paid on time. But I actually need to head to the airport myself for a much-needed holiday. So it's really great that I have my own mobile experience where I can view any pending approval items so that I can make sure Delia and her team are getting paid. From my mobile app, that's now up on screen, I can now see the invoice that Delia has just sent me. And not only with a few simple clicks can I also ensure that she's getting paid, I have all the details that I need directly on my screen. I also have the ability to provide Delia some feedback as to how she's performing on this project. Not just overall, but at every single stage of this project. Thanks for all the great work. I'm going to actually head out to the airport now. Thanks,
Bye,
Medea.
Vanessa.
Bye, Ness. Have a good holiday. Oh, you're going to the airport, right? I got to go there soon as well, so 1 minute. Now, collaboration was absolutely convenient. I have visibility of every single point of that order. Not only that, I was able to grow the visibility of my business on the business network. And here, I know that also being different is a differentiator. Diversity is a competitive advantage. So by showing that I'm diverse, I'm sustainable, and I'm a local owner, I'm able to be discovered by more customers out there on the network. Oh, look, I actually have a flight as well. But I just want to wrap up by saying it was so awesome decreasing our supply chain risk, increasing the visibility of my network, and also collaborating on the go.
Thank you, Delia. Enjoy your holiday as well. I need one. Well, so to me, this really brings home how having an amazing guided user experience and technology that makes smart, compliant recommendations can really make us an intelligent enterprise. Because Vanessa now has more visibility, we as a company can proactively seek out new suppliers, mitigate any potential compliance risks, and continuously drive savings across our services spend. But as we continue to cover more categories of spend with intelligent solutions, the one thing we have to be very, very concerned with is user adoption. Our shared services team has undergone a massive revamp, providing much more accurate and faster support. Think about it this way. If users like Vanessa have to constantly explain their requests, resubmit, and wait a long time for resolution, then no matter how cool the rest of our technology is, adoption will decrease. So to make a little bit more sense on all of this, I would like to invite Tom, our head of business operations, over and ask him how things are going. Welcome, Tom.
Hey, Medea.
So tell me, are you happy with our ability as an enterprise to handle requests across our systems?
I actually see this as a big area that we can drive some significant process improvements. In fact, 40% of our spend is either not on catalog or not on contract. That means 40% of our spend needs some kind of procurement intervention. If we can deliver faster across that spend to our end users, we can then, and they can then deliver even faster to our customers, and then we all win. So why don't we jump into the solution now, and I'll show you how we're using SAP Procurement Operations Desk to achieve this. So there's been a lot of buzz within the organization in terms of this brand new application we're building.
Right.
Well, the moment I jump into the toolset, I can see all of my tasks stacked in terms of time it's due and in terms of the creation date. Now, because of that buzz, I can see here from the marketing team, we've got a marketing brochure print request. We want to build some internal excitement and that kind of thing for the new launch. What I can do is open up this task and automatically create a subtask. Push this directly across to my boss, Adam, and say, Adam, we're going to need the marketing checklist for brochure printing. I can push that through and get that started immediately. What I can then do is even view all of my requisitions all stacked from top to bottom right here. Now you might be thinking, how did Vanessa actually manage to get that order pushed through so fast? When that came through to me, I could jump in, create a subtask, and say, okay, I need some clarification from the category manager now. I pushed that through. Vanessa then said to me, hey Tom, this is high priority. We need all hands on deck for this. I could then go in and log this as a high priority task. We actually built out a prioritization matrix in the tool so we could stack tasks based on what they are. In this case, we've put this as a P1. What I'm then going to do is come up and take a next level view of all of my team's tasks. Here we can now see our top 4 orders stacked based on SLA. Now you can probably see here that our top 4 tasks are overdue by 197 hours.
Ouch.
It's no good. That's no good. So we've got 2 things, right? First of which, someone's getting in trouble, including myself. Secondly, we can get all hands on deck to start to actually solve this. So that's how we're using the Procurement Operations Desk to start to address the end users fast and efficient and build up that positive sentiment around what we're doing here.
So if I have this right, with an operations desk for procurement, your team can now go to just one place to see actionable alerts at any point in the procurement process?
Exactly right.
That's wonderful. And ladies and gentlemen, it is now fair to say that the rest of our business actually likes Tom's team, which is great. But I do have one question. Is this solution applicable to other areas of our business? examples that come to mind are legal being a bottleneck in the contracting process, or the long invoice disputes that AP gets involved in.
Absolutely. So these are just two examples of areas we're driving this. We can now take this and start to apply this out across the business in other areas that our shared service or Centre of Excellence team will come in contact with.
Right. But I know, Tom, you also struggle with being able to visualize and understand our business operations performance across the various processes. What are we doing to address that challenge?
Yeah, definitely. So now that we've got the fundamental technology in place, we can now start to focus on driving exponential business improvement. To do this, we're leveraging SAP Process Mining by Celonis. We're using AI, machine learning, and visualization technologies to understand those frequent and unwanted business processes. What I want to do now is jump into the toolset and show you how we're using this software to address these issues. So here we have SAP Process Mining by Celonis. So from the moment we jump in, we can see in the top right, we've got nearly $1 billion worth of total net order value, or spend. In the top left, we can see we've got over 100,000 purchase orders being submitted every single year. If we focus on the middle of the screen, we can see our most common business process. And it looks like a pretty standard procure-to-pay process to me. Now, at first glance, you can see we've got about 17,000 of those orders following the process. Seems pretty good, but is it? What's happening to the other 83% of orders? The other 83,000 purchase orders? Where are they going? If we bring our attention to the bottom right, we can see this is just one of 357 other variants of this same standard procure-to-pay process. That's a lot. So what I want to do is drill a little bit deeper. What I want to do now is expand out and have a look at our third most common business process variant, our third most common deviation from the norm. Now, in our third most common variant, in this case, when we create a purchase order, the user's getting the quantity wrong. They're then going to push that out, it'll get rejected for a quantity issue, comes back to the requester, they then go in, they've got to repair that, and then resubmit that back out. And that's happening another 8,000 times. It's a huge deviation. What we want to do is understand what the actual impacts on our business are from this. What we can do next is come across and have a look at this throughput in time. See by what the effect is of this deviation and how many days it extends the process. What I can see upon zooming in is this extends the process by 25 days.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. We don't have 25 days to spend fixing quantity issue errors. And again, this is our third most common variant. Imagine what's going on in the latter stages. So what we're going to do now is actually drill out and expand this and have a look at all other 357 different business process variants. Now brace yourself because it's going to get a little bit messy. So when this loads up, we're going to see an absolute spaghetti mess of business process.
Ouch. I know what's not intelligent. That isn't.
Absolutely not. But don't worry, this is very common. In my experience, most businesses, when we start down this path, have this kind of mess. But it's a great opportunity to drive more intelligence in our business process and standardize and get some governance.
What do you mean by governance in this case? What sort of compliance issues or risks have you seen from the solution?
Yeah, good question. So we actually uncovered that the same user who could approve purchase orders could also approve invoices.
That was happening in our company?
Not good. That's a big area where there could have been a lot of chances of fraud. So now we take this and we wrap up this common business process with context. We're driving an on-catalog spend initiative. In the top right, we can see that catalog spend, 31 days cycle time. The moment that goes off catalog, that pushes right out to 71 days. That's huge, right? That's 40 days of wasted time. We can then delve a little bit deeper and say, okay, that's on and off catalog, but what about at a product level? Now in the bottom right, we flip it, and we'll be able to see what our on and off contract spend is down for our most common products. Here we can see that pretty much half of our top products are bought off catalog when they should be bought on catalog, extending out those cycle times by 40 days.
Of course.
It's huge. Then we can click across and actually have a look at what's the overall automation rate. And here you can see we've got a long way to go. So this is very much as that point in time. But how do we start to understand some of the trends here? For that, we use the conformance checker. And this is going to have a look at all of our different ordering variants and say, are they adhering to the process or are they deviating? And how are we improving over time? We started at 60%, but we had a 40% degradation. We're back down to 20%. We need to start to get that back up, get our spend following the best practice processes, and drive some serious improvement here. So how do we calculate this? To do this, we actually upload our best practice business models, we create them in the tool, or we can upload our BPMN models. The system's then going to compare what we're doing today with what is best practice and start to map out those different variations. Now what the tool can then do is, instead of you having to do it all on your own, the tool can then do root cause analysis with AI and machine learning and find out all the different correlations. That way you can find out how to address and stop those roadblocks. And that's how we're driving those efficiencies.
Thank you, Tom. And because your team can now quickly see the business processes, it means they can quickly refine those business processes, which means we not only have process improvement, but we also have process governance.
Exactly right. Now, we as a team can become far more strategic in the way we do these things. We can invest in the local economy, invest in local supplier-based initiatives as well. Which
is very important to us. Thank you so much. So, folks, it seems like we're on the path to helping our users adopt our spend management solutions. And I tell you, if we're able to do this successfully, we will see a dramatic shift in our focus as a company, moving from manual work, rework, to strategic actions, to actions that support and grow our communities, to actions that help make our economies more resilient. Wouldn't that be a nice conversation to have on the fairway? Thank you for your time.